So now I will go for the second example of the inner product. So this seems really easy to do it, straightforward, but remember some examples are really difficult and little bit challenging. So that is what our second example is. It is not difficult, but I'll say it is challenging. So now we will prove that this B is again inner product space over R2. Okay, so or you can say R2 is a inner product space with respect to this map. So again the same thing, I'll say let x is equal to x1 x2, y is equal to y1 y2, z is equal to z1 z2 belonging to R2, and alpha belongs to R, be any element. Okay, so over here just I have written the inner product of x with y, whatever is defined here, just I have substituted the value of x and substituted the value of y. So see how the inner product is defined. Now over here I am considering inner product of x with x, but my x is nothing but x1 x2, so in this way. Now since this is how the inner product is defined, so by using the definition actually I have found out the inner product of x with x, so it comes out to be somewhat like this. So if you think properly, over here I am having the y1, okay, so therefore the x1 will come here, and x1 plus twice x2 will be as it is, plus y2, so x2 will come here and the 2x1 plus 5x2 as it is. Just I will write that term over here, maybe with a black pen, and this is nothing but x1 x1 plus twice x2 plus x2 twice x1 plus 5x2. So if you simplify it, this is further equal to x1 square plus twice x1 x2 I guess, plus again twice x1 x2 I guess, and plus 5x2 square. Now the point is I have to show that it is greater equal 0, so naturally I have to move towards square terms. Okay, that will be easier for me to show that it is greater equal 0. So if I simplify it further, it will be x1 square plus 4 times x1 x2 plus 5x2 square. So if you think properly, this is x1 square plus 5x2 square and plus 4 times x1 x2, or maybe 4 times x1 x2 plus 5x2 square. So naturally you can think of a plus b whole square, but what should be a and what should be b? Now since x1 square is in picture, so you can easily guess, or maybe from the middle term you can guess. How can you write middle term? Middle term can be written as twice maybe x1 twice x2. So how I have done it is, since you have to write it as a plus b whole square, you can see that x1 square is already present, because a plus b whole square is a square plus twice ab plus b square. So definitely you can predict the value of a, and the value of a should be x1 by comparing this term and this term. So the question is what should be the value of b? That is understood from here. Now since the middle term is twice ab, so this is my 2, this is my a, so what is left out? B. So what should be my b? It should be twice x2. Now since b is twice x2, I should have b square in picture. So if I square twice x2, I will get 4x2 square. So I want 4x2 square over here in picture, but I am having 5x2 square. So how to do it? So it can be written as 4x2 square plus x2 square. So that is how you should think. So this is equal to, this is nothing but x1 plus twice x2 whole square, and this is nothing but x2 square. You can verify your answer back. X1 is x1 square, and this twice x2, twice x1 multiplied by twice x2, so you will have 4x1 x2, and twice x2 square is 4x2 square. So that looks right. So, and which is greater equal 0, no doubt. So therefore we have shown that inner product of x with x is greater equal 0. Now the question is, we have to show that inner product of x with x is equal to 0 if and only if inner product if and only if x is equal to 0 actually. So I will say inner product of now inner product of x with x is equal to 0 if and only if, now inner product of x with x is nothing but x1 plus twice x2 square plus x2 square is equal to 0 if and only if now both are square terms, so this will be square in the sense both are non-negative terms, so sum will be 0 if both are 0. So if and only if x1 plus twice x2 whole square is equal to 0 and x2 square is equal to 0, if and only if it will be x1 plus twice x2 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0, right? So if you put x2 is equal to 0 in this equation, so it will be if and only if x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0, and if and only if x is equal to x1 x2 which is equal to 0 comma 0, and that is what we wanted to prove. So that is our first property. Now we will move towards the second property, and in the second property we have to prove that inner product of x with y is equal to inner product of y with x. So to prove or to show inner product of x with y is equal to inner product of y with x, so I will say consider LHS. So my LHS is inner product of x with y, and which is equal to y1, I guess inside the bracket x1 plus I guess twice x2 it is there, plus y2, and inside the bracket it is x2, not x2 exactly, twice x2 I believe, or twice x1 plus 5 times x2. Okay, let me check, I'm not sure. So y1 x1 plus twice x2, y1 x1 plus twice x2 plus y2 twice x1 plus 5 times x2. Okay, that seems to be right, twice x1 plus 5 times x2. Now you have to show that this is exactly equal to what the inner product of y with x. Now what will be my inner product of y with x? That is the question. So if you think properly, just I will write here. So since this is inner product of x with y, what will be my inner product of y with x, which is equal to inner product of y1 y2 naturally with what, x1 x2. So this will be equal to, now instead of y1 it will be x1, instead of x1 it will be y1, plus it will be twice y2, plus instead of y2 it will be x2, and it will be twice y1 plus 5y2. So that is what I want. So this is simply the adjustment. This is equal to, if you put y1 inside, it will be y1 x1 plus twice y1 x2 I guess, twice y1 x2 plus twice x1 y2, and plus 5 times x2 y2. Now combine the terms of x1 together, since I have to take this x1 common. So x1 is here, x1 is here, so this is equal to y1 x1 plus twice x1 y2 plus, now combine the terms of x2 together, so twice y1 x2 plus 5 times x2 y2, which is further equal to, you can take this x1 out, and inside the bracket y1 plus twice y2, and plus, now x2 is common, and inside the bracket twice y1 plus 5 times y2. And I hope that is what exactly we wanted to prove, and this is nothing but inner product of y with x, and that is our right hand side. Okay, now we have to move towards the third property. So third property, what we have to prove is to prove two things. A part is inner product of x with y plus z should be equal to inner product of x with y plus inner product of x with z, that is the second coordinate can be distributed, okay, with respect to addition. Now over here I'll say inner product of x plus y with z is equal to inner product of x with z plus inner product of y with z. That is what we have to show. So a part, in the a part I will need y plus z. So we have y plus z, which is equal to, we know y is y1 y2, so it will be y1 plus z1 comma y2 plus z2 as told before. Now I will consider the LHS. I will prove that it is equal to the RHS. So I will say consider LHS. So consider LHS. So my LHS is inner product of x with y plus z, so which should be equal to. So in order to use it again, you are supposed to recall. Better I will write it over here. I will say consider LHS. Okay. So I will say consider my LHS, that is inner product of x with y plus z, which is equal to, so that is equal to what? This is the question. So we are supposed to recall the inner product of x with y. So just I will write it here for the understanding purpose. So inner product of x1 x2 with y1 y2 I guess was, so this was equal to, according to me, y1 inside the bracket x1 plus twice x2 plus y2 inside the bracket, it was twice x1 and plus 5 times x2 I believe. So y1, let me check it just, I hope it is right. So yeah, y1 x1 plus twice x2, y2 twice x1 plus 5 times x2. Yeah, that's right. So which is equal to, so this will be equal to, so first of all I'm going to have, since it is y1 the first coordinate, so my first coordinate over here is now y1 plus z1, isn't it? So y1 plus z1, inside the bracket it should be x1, so that is going to be as it is, no issues with that, plus twice x2, and instead of y2 I should have y2 plus z2, and rest of the things will be as it is, that is twice x1 plus 5 times x2. Now I have to simplify it, so I will put this y1 inside, so it will be y1 x1 plus twice y1 x2 plus z1 x1 plus twice z1 x2 plus twice x1 y2 plus 5 times x2 y2 plus twice x1 z2 plus 5 times x2 z2, which is further equal to, now I am supposed to combine the terms of, I guess, since I want inner product of x with y first, so I should think of this term, so y and x terms together. So y and x, I believe y and x, are here. Now let me use another pen. Y and x, y and x, y and x, y and x. I have to combine them together, and later on I have to combine the terms having x and z together. Okay, so this is equal to y1 x1, but I change the color. So y1 x1 plus twice y1 x2. I believe y1 can be taken out directly, so I'll pull it out. So inside the bracket x1 plus twice x2, plus from here also y2 can be pulled out directly, and you can see it is twice x1 plus 5 times x2, and it is exactly nothing but what, inner product of x with y. Plus now I have to think of inner product of x with z, so I should pull z1 out now. So you can easily see z1 can be pulled out from here. So if z1 is pulled out, what is left out? X1 plus twice x2, and plus now z2 also can be pulled out from here. So if you pull it out, z2, it will be 2x1 plus 5 times x2, and it is exactly what? Okay, so this is nothing but what, inner product of x with y, and this is nothing but what, inner product of x with z. So this is exactly equal to inner product of x with y plus inner product of x with z, and that is my the right hand side. Now the b part I leave for homework. You can do it on your own, and obviously if you have done it, then you can, once you do it, you can send me on WhatsApp. Okay, so b is for homework. Now let us go for the fourth one. So in the fourth one we are supposed to show that the, again, two parts, inner product of alpha x with y is equal to alpha times inner product of x with y, and over here inner product of x with alpha y should be equal to alpha times inner product of x with y. That is what we are supposed to show. So I will do a part, and b I will leave it to you. So a part is, I guess, so a part is, we have, first of all I'll write down the alpha x as it will be needed. So alpha x will be alpha x1 comma alpha x2. Now I will consider the left hand side, so I'll say consider LHS, and my LHS is inner product of alpha x with y, and which will be equal to, so according to our definition, if you want I will write down the definition again, better to write it again. So inner product of x1 x2 with y1 y2, I think this is equal to y1 inside the bracket x1 plus twice x2 plus y2 inside the bracket, it is twice x1 plus 5 times x2. That is how it goes. So therefore this will be equal to y1 out. Only the thing is, now wherever it is x1 it will be replaced by alpha x1, and wherever it is x2 it will be replaced by alpha x2, plus y2 I am going to have twice alpha x1 and plus 5 times alpha x2. So which will be further equal to, now this alpha can be pulled out, you can see, and inside the bracket what is left out? Y1 x1 plus twice x2 plus y2 twice x1 plus 5x2, and it is exactly nothing but what? Inner product of x with y. So alpha times inner product of x with y, and that is nothing but our RHS. Now I'll leave B part for homework, which can be done by you. Obviously send me the solution on WhatsApp. Now let us go for the next example. So here we are supposed to show that this inner product, this function defined in this way is the inner product space on set of all continuous functions from minus pi to pi. So I have taken any three continuous functions from the interval minus pi to pi, and for these functions we have to prove properties. So I will start with inner product of f with f that we have to show, which is greater equal 0. As you have seen, inner product is defined in very simple way, that inner product of f with g is equal to integration minus pi to pi f of t g of t dt. So inner product of f with f will be integration minus pi to pi f of t multiplied by f of t dt, which is exactly same as integration minus pi to pi f of t whole square dt. Now since this is a greater equal 0 function, since limits are from minus pi to pi, and since the function is continuous, due to all these reasons it will be greater equal 0 only. Once again, now we have to show that inner product of f with f is equal to 0 if and only if f is equal to 0. So since we got this, this is possible if and only if this, and if and only if this will be equal to 0. Reasons are same. Again the limits are from minus pi to pi, just note this, and therefore f of this will imply if and only if this is possible if your f is exactly equal to 0, and that is what we wanted to prove. Now let us go for the second property. We have to prove inner product of f with g is equal to inner product of g with f. That is also simple. So if I start with LHS, inner product of f with g will be integration minus pi to pi f of t g of t dt, which will be further equal to integration minus pi to pi g of t f of t dt. Am I right? Just I have changed the order, and it is exactly same as inner product of g with f. That was simple, right? Now we will go for the third property. So in the third property, we have to show two things. So to show, I will say, okay, I will go a little bit left if you want. So to show what we are supposed to show, that inner product of two things, inner product of f plus g with h is equal to inner product of f with h plus inner product of g with h, and b is the inner product of f with g plus h is equal to inner product of f with g plus inner product of f with h. So I'll consider LHS over here, seems easy again. So inner product of f plus g with h will be directly equal to integration minus pi to pi f plus g of t and multiplied by h of t dt, but which will be further equal to, it is simple actually, so which will be further equal to, just let me make some space. Yeah, so which will be further equal to integration minus pi to pi f of t plus g of t, outside it is h of t dt, which will be further equal to integration minus pi to pi f of t multiplied by h of t plus g of t multiplied by h of t dt, which will be further equal to integration minus pi to pi. Now just use simple analysis properties. It is f of t multiplied by h of t dt plus integration minus pi to pi g of t h of t and dt, and which will be further equal to inner product of f with h, which is exactly same as inner product of f with h plus inner product of g with h. Am I right? That is what we wanted to prove, and this is our RHS. Let me check it. Yeah, that's right. Now B, I leave it to you, that is homework. Now we'll go for the fourth part. So B, I leave it to you, that is homework. Now we'll go fourth part, that again we have to show two things. First one is inner product of alpha f with g is equal to alpha times inner product of f with g, and the B is inner product of f alpha g is equal to alpha times inner product of f with g. So I will do one part, and the other part I will leave you to do it. So I will consider LHS. I'll say consider LHS, that is inner product of alpha f with g, and which will be equal to integration minus pi to pi alpha f of t g of t dt, which will be further equal to integration minus pi to pi alpha multiplied by f of t g of t dt. Okay, and after making some space, this will be exactly equal to, by using simple properties from analysis, alpha is a constant that can be taken out, f of t g of t dt, and this is exactly equal to alpha times inner product of f with g, and that is our right hand side. Now similarly, b part I will leave you to you, that is for homework, so that can be done by you. Okay, so that's all for today. So in the next class we will see some definition of norm, and then we will go for what examples, few examples I guess, note and few examples on norm. Then we'll go for Cauchy squares inequality, and that is how we will proceed. Thank you.